Let's go. Let's
All
go.
right.
3, 2, 1.
We're
Go.
already going.
Do
right?
it.
We're
Go.
already going.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Hello, everybody. This
Hello. Hi.
This is the podcast. Yes.
Yes.
And this
yes,
is.
it is.
I'm your host Ryan, and this is your other
I'm
host.
Clausen Bombs.
Clausen Bombs.
Aaron
Right?
Sterling.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Sterling.
See, it's so weird introducing yourself to people at tournaments and events and stuff because like people ask
They're like, oh my God,
what's
you're
your
Clausen
name?
Bombs.
Yeah. They're like, what's your name? It's like, oh, my name is Red Lily, and it's like, what? It's like, oh, Steve.
Steve. But what's up, guys? Tuning in here for another week of the FGC podcast that we're doing. This is our third one.
Yeah.
And we got some spicy topics to talk about today.
Oh, very delicious.
So first we're going to recap on last night's event because last night's event was pretty good.
Yep.
Overall, it like you said, it felt like a monthly. It was actually a weekly.
22 people showed up for fighters.
Well, it was for fighters, right.
Yeah.
It was a total of 24 people.
Yeah, 2 people showed up.
And it's called Super Saturday.
Yes, Super Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Computer Nerd at 404. Hey, what's up? Hey, I remember
Yo, what's
you.
up,
What's
my
up?
mans? Oh, man.
No, he's a Smash dude. He
Yeah.
used to play Smash at the penalty box.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of our long-time
Original
players, man.
Lowkick
like,
players.
OG.
We got
What's
legacy
up, man?
players now.
Oh my God, how you doing, man? Hey, let us know how we sound right now. I was trying to work out some of the mic levels, and I think I got it to where me and Aaron sound good together because last week's podcast, it was like I was defining, and his was like he was just quiet. So
Yeah.
but I also have it recorded on separate tracks this time around, so I can kind of edit that when I export it as a VOD. So you know, and also we are gonna have it on SoundCloud. I'm gonna submit it to iTunes this week.
Oh.
And we real up in here. Oh man.
Yeah. But back to our tournament yesterday. It was really good. I liked it. Like the quality of play that I'm seeing from the players.
Yeah,
in the
so
area
tell me about the players, Aaron. You actually played, and he placed fifth. Actually.
Okay,
He
yeah,
tied for fifth.
I tied for
Actually,
fifth.
I can look for the bracket. But go ahead.
Yeah, I tied for fifth out of 22 entrants. It was my first time in a tournament scene for the game, and I have to say, like, even though like half of the game mechanics I wasn't really using, and like some assists, like my team doesn't really have any assist energy. It's funny. My team is Teen Gohan, Piccolo, and Android 16, and I call it Team Real Dads. But yeah, like I think the level of play in the game right now is very like everyone's just trying to find out like their fundamentals right now, right? So it's like punishing super dash with crouching heavy attacks and learning when to key blast, when to super dash yourself, when to kill, when to go for sparking, yada yada yada, right? But yeah, the guy who got first, being Saxam, he was playing Yamcha, Goku, and
That's all I kept hearing, man. Was like his
hits.
Like
hits,
I only got to watch a few matches, but everybody was like, "Man, his Yamcha is scary."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Really?"
Yeah. So my opinion, even though like he beat me, right? I'm gonna say this, right? Because in the first couple weeks of every game, right? I always see this every time like a new fighting game comes out, right? Somebody finds something that's like seemingly insurmountable, right? And then they hit people with it, and people explode. Shagzam did this, right? He had some really good synergy with like Yamcha and like Goku, like Kamehameha says. That while good, right? I realized after while I was watching like the archives, it was like, oh, parts of this like are reflectable, right? But like you don't realize that while you're in the match, right? But like I implore people that like are like trying to pick up fighters because like there's a lot of people like picking up fighters as their first fighting game because
well, it's an appealing game.
Yeah.
And
it's easy.
It's something
it's Dragon Ball
that
Z,
the rest of the gaming community outside of the FGC can connect with and kind of, you know, like, hey, this is a Dragon Ball game. I like the series, and this looks really cool compared to fucking Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2.
Raging Blast. but no, like yeah, I ask of you, like, if you get like perfected online or you get hit with a 50 hit combo, right? Don't give up, right? A lot of stuff in this game is a lot easier to deal with than is realized. Right? I have no how to finish that sentence, but yeah, like it's a fun game, really easy game. I think it's gonna be a lot deeper than what it looks like right now. Because I've heard some criticisms like it's too simple, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's just new.
You say that until you come out to a tournament and get bodied.
Yeah, like you come out and get first. This logo is so simple.
Like I had my friend Jesse come out, and his name was Bleh, like the
Bleh, the Bleh sound.
And he's more of a casual player, but he's always been a big Dragon Ball fan. And me and him went through high school together, and like we were always like we were watching DBZ at the time, and that was my first time actually like getting into Dragon Ball because I'd never watched it before, and I heard a lot of things about it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna dive into this series, and I like binge watched the entire first Dragon Ball, and then we had a class together, and we were watching the DBZ series together, and you know, like he's still a big fan, and the fact that he came out last night just to support the local tournament and everything, he even told me himself, he was like, dude, I had no idea how good people were until like he was like, I thought, you know, like I was gonna be able to stand a chance. He's like, I gotta go practice. I mean, despite the fact that he has it on, I think he has it on Xbox, right? So there's a little bit of a gap there for him playing on a PS4 controller. I told him that he can get a converter. Yeah, but
or you learn stick. Learn stick too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's one of the advantages of learning like an arcade stick. You like oh, we sound good. Let's go. Perfect. Yo, we got somebody in the chat lurking at work. Yo, look, I know we look good, my mans, but you gotta get back to work. No, I'm just joking.
Nah.
Watch this podcast.
Nah. Yeah, man. I mean,
get your boss to
that's
watch.
The cool thing about this being like audio focused. I mean, there is a video part to this, but it's really just us talking to each other. Like, there's nothing really crazy going on. I mean, and besides like our outfits and shit, you know.
Yeah, again, because I won this shirt for free.
But, I mean, I do want to have.
Cool
I do like the facial portion of it, like just us being on camera, and like I plan to have guests from the FGC on. You know, and that's just another good thing. It's just it makes the podcast look good, and there's other like podcasts that do that as well. So, but
yeah, Fighters is turning out to be really good. And to like segue on from that, there's some people that me and Ryan have talked to about the importance of grassroots tournaments, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about grassroots.
Okay, so Ryan,
this is an important topic.
What is your
for the FGC? Yeah. And just everything in general. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do big tournaments come from? They don't just appear.
No,
right?
no, they don't. Like you don't just get like hundreds of people to appear.
You don't just wake up
once
one day
a year.
and you know, see Otaku has a lot of people.
See Otaku's just there, right? CEO's just there, yeah. Like, so grassroots are like they're so small and seemingly insignificant, but that's what they're supposed to be. That's how they start out, and they grow into stuff like Evo. And combo breaker.
It's not even their intention, right? They're really just a place for people to come out, play the game, practice, get sets in, and then compete, like good old competition. But at the same time, like holding a like a social environment for people to connect and meet each other and everything like that. It's great. It's so much more than sitting inside and playing rank matches.
Like, Street Fighter Cross with your friends.
Oh my God.
Why would you say that game? You said you wouldn't bring that up. But no, like
that game's more that's more dead than Marvel right now.
I wish that. Oh no, don't say that.
I'm sorry.
But no,
we'll get to that later.
I'm just like okay, so. And the beautiful thing about grassroots is that it can take many different forms. Like from going to like a venue like a gaming lounge and playing to just sitting at home with your friends. You and your friend playing like a fighting game in your house, that's a local. That's grassroots.
Yeah.
Like
That's where it all came from.
Yeah.
That's where it started. Like,
as long as you're playing with somebody that's not you.
in the early days
in the
of
flesh, in
online
person.
competitive gaming, people didn't have the online features,
Yeah.
and they had to go online, look for forums, and I don't remember what like one of the first FGC forums was. I was watching a documentary on this, and I can't remember the name of the website, but like before there was Shoryuken,
Yeah.
there were just hot spots on the web where people
Yeah.
would go find people, and they'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna go out to the arcade. You should meet up and
Event
you know
hubs.
just stop." But I mean, so why are we talking about Grassroots Guides? Well, it has been brought to my attention, and I see it. It's a trend.
We're not gonna name any names.
I'm not calling anybody out. This is like strictly to
this
address
feels like a
an
general idea
issue
that's been
in
spreading.
in the Midwest.
That's
right?
like, okay,
And
it's like, yeah.
specifically
You gotta
in
cut
the
that out,
Midwest,
yeah.
because there are tournaments in on the East Coast, on the West Coast. They're doing great. They have a like a good amount of support.
Yep.
They have a good player base. They have sponsors. The FGC's popping out there, right?
Yeah.
But in the Midwest, everything is kind of just segmented in different areas.
Yep.
And while that's okay, it makes it harder for, like the esports scene to pop out here. Like there's not as much support as there is in other places.
Yep.
And really what it comes down to is people not going to locals and playing at locals. And I can understand there's a lot that goes into a player's head when they're trying to decide whether or not they should go out to a local. It could be based on the location.
Yeah.
It could
how much
be
money they're
how
gonna
much
get.
money they're going to get.
Yeah.
Do they want to spend the time to go out there if they don't know the TOs running it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you could ask.
A lot of variables, a lot of factors, and like one of the
And I
things that
understand
like one of the things that like annoys me like personally, right? Like, cause I'll tell people, I'll be like, hey, cause like I go to Ignite every Monday, like Ignite Gaming Lounge here in Chicago, right? Or I try to, right, when I have the money. And I bring like a Skullgirl setup, right? Cause I love that game. I want to stay alive, right? And I also go for like the other games, right? But I'll tell people about it. I'll be like, hey, you should come to Ignite with me on Mondays, right? And they'll just like, how many people are gonna be there? How much money do you get if you win? And I'm just like,
dude, it's not about that. Like,
just like
some people, yes, they only come out to compete, but they're missing the community aspect of the entire FGC. What is the FGC?
Yeah, like
It
why
is the
did
fighting game
people
community.
start
Like,
going to arcades in the 90s in the first place? For what? We need to go back to that. Right? Like just that feeling, that like vibe of we're a bunch of friends, a bunch of dudes just playing fighting games.
A bunch of dudes, keyword dudes. Be careful, Aaron. Be careful.
Okay. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that like that.
Let's try to
bunch
keep
of people, right? I've been in Kadamari with like my training partners as well, right?
Like to bring a little context here, we're I don't want to touch on that topic yet. I have a guest that wants to come on and talk about that topic, just about diversity and like gender equality in the FGC.
Inclusiveness, yeah.
And I don't want to touch on that topic yet.
That's for next week's podcast.
Maybe not even then. We'll see when
we'll talk about it right now.
No, we're not talking about it now. It's just a touchy topic, right?
Yeah,
but I can say this, that we support everybody. I like for my tournaments to be diverse. I love seeing different people. I love meeting different people, no matter who they are.
Yeah, even if they're virtual fighter players.
Virtual fighter.
They're like, yeah, come on. But yeah.
What if they're Sonic Fighter players?
They gotta stand outside.
unless
they main Amy, then they can come in. Their hammer normals are OD. Crazy.
But no. Look, if anybody's listening and you play Sonic Fighters, I will throw a tournament for you. Like, find 5 people and we'll do it.
Do a Sonic Fighter circuit in Chicago. Let's go.
Dude, that would be so hype. That'd be so hype.
Watch me be the best tails in Chicago. Bet. But anyway, like, where were we? Yeah, Grassroots. Like, they're very important, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's it's like something the community depends on,
Yeah.
right? You need locals to stay alive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have like even at majors, right? Who are the people who help the tournament operate and function? Community
Yeah.
people,
Hmm.
people
The
who run
volunteers, the
locals,
staff.
people
Yeah.
who
Hmm.
have been a part of the FGC. Like
For years.
you,
Yeah.
you don't have
Like
a community
yeah.
without
What? Yeah, you
without
can't have a car
locals.
without you can have a car. You got to like the best engine, the best wheels, leather seats made from like the
Yo, Galloping Ghost has Sonic Fighters.
what?
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to
yeah,
go to
let's go.
Galloping Ghost.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I've been there
Yeah,
before.
that's why
I
I
just
played
had
it.
no
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
that.
that's why I played it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but
There's
no,
a
yeah,
cabinet for that.
yeah, yeah. I played on it with
The only time I played that game was on like a 360 port.
yeah,
So
yeah. But no, like yeah, you have a car with like the best parts, like all kinds of like good stuff. But like if there's no fuel in it, doesn't matter. It's just a car sitting there in your garage. You can't drive it.
you got a Bugatti with the best engine out
Yeah,
there. I
like
don't.
imagine Evo, right? But imagine instead of all those people, like the stadium was empty and it was just one guy in there on training mode.
Well,
Wouldn't that be depressing?
then people would just be watching online, and then I mean, it would be.
Yeah, be like, what is that? What's going on?
Why are they in a huge stadium?
With one
Nobody's
person in the middle,
All I see are staff members. Like,
just standing around this guy in training mode. But yeah, like it's important to grow where you are. It's important to play the games you love, the games you have fun playing with your friends, and just growing from there. Really, because stuff like Evo, it doesn't happen overnight. And honestly, you can do it too. You can do that if you want to put in the work. If you love the FGC that much, you can
absolutely.
do that too. But you gotta love the FGC. You gotta do it for the game or for the love of the game, right? So it's like I think we're losing that recently because like you have these games coming out where it seems to be like catering to like the everyday crowd,
Yeah.
right? Or like people outside the FGC. Um, and it's like I think that's a good thing. I think simpler fighting games are a good thing, actually.
Well, I mean, think
Yeah.
about it, right? Like, I think some people have the logic where they think about, I want to succeed as an esports
Mhm.
player, so I'm going to dedicate this amount of time and stay inside and really just play.
Yeah.
Play online matches. There's a lot of people, you can find in the rankings and just play them and
Yeah.
get better. Or you can study online matches, like you can watch matches on YouTube and stuff. But what they don't think about is when they go to locals, they get that experience they're gonna get when they go to majors, right?
Yep.
Because it's different playing online than it is playing in person,
Yeah.
right? So I think their logic is like, I'm just gonna stay inside and practice and then just go to a major and that's it.
Yeah.
Like as much what is in my opinion learning online can only go so far. Going to locals will help. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Arneezy 619. Yeah. Yeah. Right on the money. Right on the money. Yeah.
Well said.
Yep.
And so what are we gonna do about this, Aaron?
Okay, so another part of this is a lot of problems are like problems with societal norms. Usually, right? You solve them by just taking care of the area around you, and people will see that, and they'll start doing it in their areas, and eventually, it'll just cure itself, right? So my thing with that is, we keep doing these events, keep holding them, keep, holding people to high standards when it comes to gameplay, right? So, we watch them, we beat them, right? Get them hungry to come back for more. Then they start beating us, and we get stronger, we beat them again. It's a beautiful cycle, right? And you can't really get that. You can't get that online. You can't really do it, like, because there's something about sitting next to someone and just playing them for hours, like over and over
absolutely.
and over in sets, and you can kind of get that if you like have like a training partner like online, right? Yeah. Yeah. Somebody Jackson in the chat So yeah, the
Give him
interaction.
some context. Who's
Yeah.
Jackson?
Oh, Jackson is another member of LKT. That is not here in person, obviously, but he's cool.
He's cool. That's all he has to say. Damn.
He's awesome there. But yeah, he says the interaction with people face to face tends to be very different as well. There's a big there's a big tonal shift from online to local.
Jackson, how are you not a mod?
Sorry,
well, that's
Jackson.
because we haven't really put much work into managing our Twitch channel yet.
Yeah.
But this week I plan to do that.
Yeah.
Actually, why does it say we're streaming Dragon Ball? I thought I changed that.
I mean, we're talking about Dragon Ball.
Okay, let me switch that to talk show. People are probably like joining.
Oh, Dragon
like,
Ball?
Dude, Dragon Ball. Oh my
And
god.
we're sitting here talking about how, Dragon Ball is good.
Hey, hey, it's underscore. Oh, by the way, shout out to Wagon Train Games that said hello as well.
Okay.
So,
cool.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So now I updated that. But anyways,
Yeah.
Oh, and so back to fixing the issue at State.
Yeah.
I have a solution that I've come up with.
Yeah, let me hear it, Ryan. Let me hear it. What's your plan? How you gonna save the earth?
So I'm gonna save the earth by this. Definitely, throwing more tournaments will stop pollution and stop the ozone layer from
solve world hunger, and we'll master space travel.
Maybe
and
one
find
day
a planet where they throw locals every day.
Maybe one day
Majors
we
every
can
day.
have a pure donation tournament that goes to all of the.
Space travel?
No, we're not Elon Musk.
Throw the first tournament on the moon. We make moon
We don't even
colonies.
expand to other countries. We just go straight for the moon.
Straight for the moon.
That's it. Damn it, Aaron. I lost my train of thought. I was saying one day maybe we can have a full donation tournament. We can just donate everything to poverty and saving the planet and stuff. Whatever.
I thought you were about to say the
So
universe. You've been
the
watching
solution
too much
that I is like he's Captain Planet.
Captain.
Anyways, my solution that I've come up with for this is I want to put some authenticity behind these tournaments, right?
Mhm.
Because I feel like sometimes players want to come to locals, but they're skeptical because they don't know who,
or they're
don't-
scared.
Right.
Yeah.
They see this new tournament pop up and they're just like, well, should I wait a couple weeks to go?
Nah.
Should I should I see what the rest of the community has to say about
Nah.
it? Well, no. Well, I'm gonna save you from having to wait, and I'm going to start writing reviews on different tournaments, and we're gonna have a reviewing and a rating system on different tournaments. We're gonna be talking about like who hosts them. We're gonna put a face behind these tournaments, right? It's not just this tournament
Random,
and whatever. You have people, local community members that put their heart and soul into making these events happen and to making them appeal to their audience. And put the face like next to the tournament. We'll have a review written, and this is all going to be up on our website in like less than a month. So I'm going to just be making sure that all the information is there for these tournaments. They can refer to anything, and like other players can comment and talk about it, just like Google ratings or Yelp ratings. I think that'll help. And then we can also bring stuff to the podcast, right? Like if locals want to reach out to us and they want us to talk about our experience at their events or other players' experiences at their event, we can totally verify all of that and help you get your name out there and, settle that that thought in players' heads, like, what am I going out to a local for? Why do I want to go out to this local? Just basically answering those whys, and I think that'll help. Also, the bigger picture of things is, okay, so newbies are scared of sponsored players. We're not gods, just as no. So that's another thing, right? And I think that if we take the approach of trying to make it look like there is community aspect involved, right? There may be sponsored players there, but
they got a couple letters in front of their name. What's it gonna do to you?
Man, you know what? The chances are they might not even run into them at bracket. And then they're also not thinking about there's casuals, you know,
Okay.
like if they want to learn and they want to be in the FGC or not even that, like if they want to, you know, actually dedicate themselves to a game, they
Yeah.
got to come out and they got to try.
Yeah.
Now that's I can't say the same thing for casual players who are just like they just want to play the game for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And now that's cool too. Maybe we should start doing like casual tournaments or something because I feel like
I
that
mean,
would
it's
help.
easy,
or
it's easy
you know
for
what?
people to like hide their skill.
You could do like an unranked tournament, right?
Yeah.
Some people do that to where like if you're sponsored or
You can't
you're
enter.
known on Smash
Or you
GG
know,
or you
yeah.
have a record, you can't enter,
Can't
right?
enter, yeah.
It's literally just new blood, and we
Yeah.
could do that too, right? But yeah, that should be a focus is to be bringing people into the community, and for the community, for the people that are already in the community, we should be making sure that they have as much information as possible when
Yeah.
it comes to going to tournaments. That way, you know, they don't have to sit there and ask all these questions. And,
Yeah.
you know, and also I think within the bigger picture of things, I think this will help with kind of shine some light on the Midwest in general.
Yeah.
Because sponsors and, you know, like esports teams and esports sponsors, whatever, they're going to be looking, you know.
Yeah.
The bigger we get and the bigger we take this podcast, they're going to be like, wow, there's a lot going on in the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
There's all these locals happening that we have no idea about. You know, they're getting consistent attendance and, you know, they're sponsored players. And I get esports is all about the stars, right?
Yeah.
You got to have your big players, you know. And the Midwest has some really good players.
Yeah.
A lot of them just either A, don't have the support, they don't go out to locals enough, or like, you know.
Yeah, and that kind of rolls over to something underscore is saying in the chat. It says his boy Rob TV said this is because pro players don't give sets to newcomers, and that's where they get discouraged. And I have to say, because I am not good at Street Fighter 5, right? So whenever I go to majors, right, if I see somebody like Knuckle Dude or like Punk or something, right, I'll be like, hey, like, can we like play some sets? Like people look at me like I'm crazy, right? They're just like, what are you doing? He's gonna kill you. It's
Man,
just like
this is another topic.
it's like I don't care. Like that's gonna make me better,
Who
right?
was I talking to about
Yeah.
this? About like there's some pro players who just don't give, you know, newcomers like the light of day. Like they'll kind of just like look at them.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they just don't want to, they don't want to waste their time, or like I know some pro players are just antisocial and they're just there to do their thing.
Yeah, see now
But-
that's okay because you don't have like and I'm talking to all like the players who like consistently plays like top 8 at like majors or whatever, right? If some of you watch this, right? You do not have a special like responsibility to newcomers, right? No one, you don't have to. But however, if you want the FGC to have new blood and to survive and thrive, right? And you want it to still be there when you're 40, 50, 60 years old, right? You have to, well, you don't have to, but it's very because I try not to say that people don't have to do something, right? Because that's like it's like fundamentally incorrect.
Yeah.
No one has to do anything, but it's very, very important that you give newcomers a chance and that you sit down with them and say, "Hey, that's unsafe. Hey, you can do this better, right?" But come at them with a mindset where it's just like you're being nice, right? Like you're not just
So
like
it's constructive feedback.
yeah, constructive feedback, right? And like actively try to do that, right? Like I see some players like when they stream, they're just like, "Hey, I'm doing like casual matches, right? Here's my PSN, here's my Nintendo ID, come in for matches, right?" And they why are you laughing at Smash, dog? Yeah, I saw that. but yeah, I love the pro players that do that.
I actually wasn't laughing at Smash. I was I was thinking about something we talked about on the way home from our last, but not to digress too much. Something we talked about on the way home from our last podcast. We usually listen to the podcast and critique on what we could do better. And Aaron says right a lot. Like after
I do
every
say right.
sentence,
Am I saying that? Am I saying that right now?
You were.
God damn it.
I was listening. So it's okay.
Yeah. But
And
Yeah.
I say a lot, so that's okay.
I think it's rubbing off on me too.
Um,
But our DZ619 says he does that at the local he's at, and like like that's an important thing to do because at our local
Absolutely.
at our local
You know what?
yesterday
Let's talk about this. So, I can vouch. Ryan says a lot. Fuck, So, anyways, I want to talk about these guys, right? And one of them is talking in the chat right now. Arneezy is a part of the Central Illinois FGC, right? He's one of the heads.
Yeah.
And I can vouch for them and say that I was very impressed with the way they work with their community, right? They have a community Discord, and every time they change something or like they want to do something new, they ask the community. They make sure that the community is happy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of that's something that I want to start doing with our stuff, right? I usually do that in person, but there are a lot of people who will give you feedback online that and that can't make it out to locals or that are choosing not to make it out. It's nice to have an interface and like a platform to talk to people on. So they do a good job of connecting and reaching out to their players and asking them exactly what they want. Now, one thing I have started doing is asking people like, when do they want to have this, right? I did it for the fight before Christmas because it was such a weird time. It was a good time to have an event, and it worked perfectly, but it's also a bad time for people because it's Christmas, right? So you have to pick the perfect date for people to want to come out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to stay at home and have hot chocolate.
So Ryan, you're making me kind of sad because my birthday is December 19th, right? And when I was younger, no one ever came to my birthday parties because it was always snowing and it was winter break.
I'm sorry.
Except like a few circle of friends.
I love
y'all. But no,
sad boys.
Sad boys. No. But no,
you know what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna throw you a birthday party next year.
Oh,
and
not this year.
We're gonna have the entire.
Next
it's already
year.
over.
No, it's just started. This year just started.
What? Your birthday is December 19th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it already passed. How am I gonna throw a birthday party for you?
I mean, this year.
Okay. Oh, all right. That's what I meant. My bad.
Whatever. I can't work with you. No.
Oh, it's all the way around the freaking calendar. Like it's next December. So anyways, we're digressing. We're talking about the FGC, Aaron, not our birthdays. So, yeah.
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 Okay,
this is gonna happen every once in a while. We're gonna
lose track and just talk about that. But
okay. So the Central Illinois FGC, right? I wanted to touch base on them, and I had that as one of my my bullet points for today. And those guys are doing really well out there.
Yeah.
Like they have a consistent 15 to 20 people. They have monthlies and they have weeklies, and their next event coming up is I'm
looking up your.
I'm gonna look at their Discord. Oh,
Beatdown,
Downtown Beatdown.
Downtown Beatdown.
Yeah, that's a really dope name. I like it.
Up down.
Up down.
Downtown.
Downtown. But yeah, so if you guys get a chance, they are down in Champaign. So for the people who are up in Chicago, it might be a little bit of a commute.
Yeah.
But
it's worth it.
And he says that Downtown Beatdown was a community voted name.
Hey, there you go.
Look at you guys.
Yeah, we got some taste in Illinois.
Yeah.
So that's rolls off the tongue.
But anyways,
that's a Dragon Quest name.
There are a couple people that go to their events that travel out there for them.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hoodless goes out there every week.
Okay.
So that's the support locals need, right? Those players. The fact that he drives down there every day, or not every day, every week.
Every hour on the hour.
The fact that he does that though, that's the dedication that
the FGC needs to thrive, to survive. Right? We're going into esports. We're up against the MOBAs and stuff, right? And if we want to be on that level, where there's millions of people watching, competing for millions of people watching, hundreds of people competing for thousands of dollars. Yeah, I got my numbers mixed up.
But
so
why is there? You think about it, it's like why is there so much money in those games?
Easy.
They have I mean, they're really popular overseas, right? With Overwatch, Blizzard's a freaking huge company, so like they're kind of just feeding it money at this point.
Yeah.
But I feel like the FGC could amount to that if we
Yeah.
put in for it, right?
So we can do it.
And looking at the Midwest, because it's such a big region, if everything was connected, can you imagine if the Midwest FGC was as booming as East Coast and West Coast, and everybody was just like booming? We would freaking explode.
Oh yeah.
The FGC would be big.
We
And
just got to do it.
Would,
We just got to do it. That's all there is to it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just spit some fire right there, man. See, it happens.
Where the
naturally.
rap beat at? Let's spit out
You know,
some bars.
let's just stop being a tournament business. Be like a rap company.
Start beatboxing. No,
Yeah. Just really, it's all up to us as a community.
Yeah.
If we want to make it happen, we gotta make it happen.
and now's the perfect time to start. Fighters is going crazy
Yeah.
right now. Like it's brought so many people into the community.
dude, yeah. And that's I think that's just like a specialty of Arc System Works in general, because like
Well, and then you have cross tag
so many
battle
people love
coming out.
Guilty Gear.
They're
Yeah,
pushing.
cross tag battle.
They're
yeah.
pushing Eunice, which I think
I know,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
literally coming out. Like
Soon-ish.
I think it was supposed to come out like the first or second week of February, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They ran an ad at Frosty, and
It's like play this game
But
if you like anime.
if they fund that game well, I just watching the top 8 was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it was really cool.
That game's really good. I play Lin in it actually, but yeah. Speaking of anime games, Evo 2018.
Oh god.
So
This is the hot topic of the week.
Okay, so before we go
Feel
into
free
it,
to chime in about Evo.
okay, so before we go into it, right? This is the Evo lineup that was confirmed for Evo 2018, happening August 3rd this year, in fabulous Las Vegas, right? In case you haven't heard, these are the games, right? Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, of course, Tekken 7, Smash 4, Smash Melee, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, Guilty Gear XR, Fighters, and Injustice 2, right? So,
Where's that missing piece, huh?
okay.
What?
So,
What are we missing, Aaron?
let's talk about
Why don't
what's
you tell
there
everybody?
first. Let's talk about what's there first. Okay, so we got three anime games. One of them is not out yet. Cross Tag Battle comes out in June. Ryan.
I'm listening.
If it comes out at the end of June, like towards the end, as games are wont to do, right? When they say like, oh, this comes out around like July 2018, it usually means like July 20 something, right? Because game development is hard, delays happen, yada yada yada, right? At least
Now, what if they hit him with a mix-up and it doesn't actually come out for Evo?
it just
Game's
doesn't
not
come out. They delay it to 2019. But no, like,
oh my god.
but no, like, if it comes out in the best case scenario, if it comes out June 1st, right? It only gives you 2 months to practice. Because once August gets there, Evo is right there. It's August 3rd. It's at the beginning of August, right? So, I don't know, right? Because, like, a lot of people are putting a lot of leeway into Evo because they're like, this is the biggest fighting game tournament. Like, this tournament is important, right? It's ran by important people, right? So the games that are here on the main stage here, these are the ones you should be playing. These are the ones you should be getting good at, right? And on some level, I'm just like, all right, it's good to keep your ear to the pavement and be like, okay, whatever, right? But if you like Killer Instinct, Skullgirls, Vampire Savior.
I knew that was coming.
Right? Skullgirls. Right? Did I say Skullgirls yet? But no, like, if you like those games, if you are part of the FGC and you only like Killer Instinct and you only want to play Killer Instinct, play Killer Instinct. Right? Go to majors that have Killer Instinct in it. Play that.
I mean,
you don't have to.
So Combo
yeah,
Breakers,
Evo is not the
Combo
end all
Breakers
be all.
name
Yeah,
derives from
Killer Instinct.
Killer
Yeah, it's like the
so
yeah, but like. Yeah, Street Fighter V is there, of course. Tekken 7 is there, of course. I don't, personally, right, I don't agree with, like, there being 2 Smash games again, right? I understand that they're 2 entirely different games. I do. I really do. But at the same time, we don't have Tekken 6 here. We don't have Street Fighter 3 here or 4 here, right? I don't know, all right? But the more yeah, what we were getting to
So
at first, yeah, what's not there?
let's talk about Marvel.
It's
right?
Marvel. Okay, so Marvel.
Why?
What do you have to say about this, Ryan? I've been talking for a while.
So I think overall, like, I don't know what I have to say about Marvel, man.
Yeah, Marvel's
I
Capcom
still,
Infinite. What's your take on it?
I'm still, well, as somebody who's not a bit like really big into Marvel, I
Yeah.
always thought Marvel was fun. I played Marvel 3. I'm back on the Xbox 360, and
Yeah.
that was like in high school, right? I was never super big into it, and even Infinite, I had high hopes for it,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people did. It wasn't the Marvel that they wanted, yes, but I don't know, man. I don't think they should have not included it at Evo, but at the same time, it's like they kind of have to go with it's just
You gotta
Evo
go what
is
the people want. What they know.
well, they did a vote, right?
Yeah. I think they. Well,
I'm pretty sure they did a vote
what
because
Mr.
there was other games that
Yeah,
were.
what Mr. Wiz does, the guy who runs Evo, or if he doesn't run it, very big head of it. He'll do like polls on Twitter or like other social media, whatever is right, to see just like kind of what people want. And every year I read the comments. And you know what game I saw the most? Surprisingly, you never guess it.
What?
Arms. So many people put yeah, so many somebody off camera is like giving us the thumbs down side. They don't like arms, but like yeah, arms.
So Arms
right?
was
So,
at
like,
Arms was at Evo Japan, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I
but
watched a little bit,
I
and
wanted to watch it. I didn't have time. I think I was working.
It's
that
an
day.
interesting game. It's fun.
I don't think people like.
I don't.
I forgot it existed for a while. I think it's fun. It's just so funny how like everyone's like arms. Right.
Where's Pokin?
All right, let's chill. Pokken just got a DLC character in Aegis Slash, and I have a Pokken playing friend who has been just telling me about how the Pokken community is like in flames, and there's people screaming and running around because Aegis Slash like does like half health to you off a grab. It's But anyway, yeah, like it's. Where was I? I forget
Talking
where
about
I was.
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel. But yeah, like
If anybody wants to chime in about their opinions, on Marvel,
feel
what do
free.
you guys
Yeah,
think?
But right now Marvel it's being put in the same situation as a lot of other fighting games that are also not an Evo, right? So for example, Guilty Gear Plus R, I think I'm
I would
saying
say,
that right. Yeah,
no, is it ACR?
accent something.
Yeah.
Whatever Guilty Gear that people are still playing, right? Because I know, like, I don't know if people are playing like the very first one, but there's one that people are like still playing, right?
Yeah, I think it's AC.
Yeah, AC plus
something.
R,
Yeah,
ABC,
AC plus R or something
XYZ,
like that.
1,
If
2,
if
3.
we're
Yeah.
wrong,
But yeah, feel
stupid,
free
but-
to like correct us, right? But that game is not an Evo, right? And if you ask people, hey, is that game like that? And people say, no, of course not. People play it all the time, right? Because it's a good game. It's a good fighting game. And it has people that play it and love it, right? So that game is not dead, right? Just because it's not an Evo, right? And while Evo is important and it's one of the cornerstones of the FGC, right? It's like, it's not the end all be all. It's not the final say of if a game is alive or not, right? Because there's so many other fighting games besides these 8 that are at Evo.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
So many other ones, right? And
Which is why you have tournaments like Combo Breaker, you have tournaments like Frosty Fostings, you have tournaments like CO Otaku that have other games.
Yeah.
And yes, I get it. Evo is the king of the crop, right? Like
Yeah.
it is the best fighting game tournament there is.
I won't say the best.
Okay,
It's the biggest.
The biggest, okay. People when they think of, the best players, that is the tournament you go to claim your trophy.
Yep.
To you are the best,
Yeah.
if you win Evo. As of right now. But they've set that standard,
Yeah.
right? So just because, Evo doesn't have those games. Doesn't mean you can't be the best at a game, or
Yeah.
even amount to something in another game. It doesn't mean that the games are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Arneezy says Combo Breaker hands down the best.
Oh yeah, me too. I think that too. Not just because I'm a Chicagoan. It's actually like a really good tournament.
I think it's more. I think it's more fitting, right?
Yeah.
Like it fits the community
Yeah.
better than Evo. Evo feels more like an esports, like a big esports event,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's lost its grassroots touch.
Yeah.
Or it's starting to at least.
Well, I've always personally felt that if we want to go esports, it's kind of like the old fable of the man searching to be like a god, right?
Yeah.
At some point in his journey, he's gonna have to give up some of his humanity. There's really no way around that, right? There's been a lot of games about that idea. There's been a lot of shows about that idea, yada yada yada. But with fighting games, right? If we want to be esports, right? If we want to rise above just like a hobby that a bunch of like people do, right? Some of the hunky dory, like just casual, like whatever that is found at locals, right? That we love,
Yeah.
that we know and love. Some of it's gonna have to go out a window, just a little bit, right? Right now, everybody thinks it all has to leave, and that's why people are afraid of esports. It's like, no, no, no. We can still like dress up in suits and go on TV and like commentate Street Fighter 7 what 10 years from now or whatever, but we can still have like the FGC inside jokes, the this player is like, I have a tough time against this player, right? Like we can have the beef, the flame, right?
Yeah.
But it all doesn't have to leave, right? We can keep some of our humanity.
It might also come down to like the fact. I mean, look at normal sports, right?
Mhm.
You have a bunch of different variations of sports, like football. There's rugby, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see rugby on like you don't see a Super Bowl.
There's not a
for
Super
that.
Bowl for rugby or curling. That's my favorite sport that no one.
But which is fine because there's a huge community for rugby,
Yeah.
and
It's a huge community for curling.
just because it's not main stage, mainstream, everybody's there's a huge gathering once a year, and there's like millions of dollars poured into it. It's not necessarily a bad thing that all the other fighting
people
games
play rugby,
aren't like
Yeah.
Street Fighter, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, people still play Super Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Super
which
Turbo.
is
like,
freaking
like,
awesome.
that's awesome. That's great.
Third
Play the games
okay,
you
Super
love.
Turbo, Third Strike,
Yes.
those games are they're great.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they're iconic to the like growing the FGC, right? Because those games brought a lot of people into the community, like to start off. So, yeah.
Yeah. You said to start off and then you shut off.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, it's gonna say next. Yeah. But yeah, right now, we'll see how Evo 2018 goes. With a game that's
I think
out
it's
yet.
still
in
going to
the
be
roster.
Evo. I don't think much is going to be different, and I think
Yeah.
there's going to be a Marvel side tournament that's going to be just as big.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be huge.
So
It's gonna be crazy.
I
yeah.
don't really.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Marvel. They're
No,
hype.
Their
They're hype
community
people.
is still there.
That's what like I feel like a lot of the hype of the FGC originated. is from Marvel.
Is
Yeah.
this going to change the way pro players play? Is this going to change the pro scene for Marvel?
Okay. So,
Maybe.
So there are a couple players that I know that play Infinite because they actually like the game, right? Pro players, in fact. And they're just like they're just like, yeah, we heard that it's not gonna be at Evo. It's not even at Capcom's tour, their Pearl tour,
What?
something.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Capcom, like, they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna have Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 4. I
Man,
think.
okay, they're disowning that
Yeah,
game.
but yeah, like these people that I know, they're just like, yeah, we play it because we like the game, right? We think it's cool. We think we like doing combos in it. It's cool, right?
So
Yeah.
something that might be kind of controversial, but a lot of people have said that the reason Infinite wasn't as good is because of the grip that Disney had on it.
Yeah,
Like I guess some of their
yeah, because they're
they played a lot of
Marvel side, yeah.
they played a big role in a lot of the decision making when it came to characters in the game and whatnot. So I don't necessarily know how much of that is true because I haven't really taken the time to research that. But
Well,
if so, then I don't really know what is the future of Marvel. Like, what does the future have for that game?
well,
Because
yeah.
are they going to be able to make another one like MVC3 and MVC2? Like,
You know what they,
I
you
don't
know what
know.
they, you know what they should have did? You know what they should have did? They should have put Jubilee in it. You know who Jubilee is?
No,
From
no.
the X-Men?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, see? I told y'all. Why don't y'all put Jubilee in?
Well, that was one of the things. I was talking to somebody about it last night, actually, when we
Yeah.
were getting food after the tournament, and they were just saying that like they didn't even want them to have any other X-Men characters.
Yeah.
That was a Disney decision, right?
It's ridiculous.
I want to
Like this
talk
was,
about.
yeah, this is like a perfect chance to be like Gambit back and but no, yeah.
I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about
let's
big,
not
huge
delve
companies,
too much into,
because
yeah.
if we ever do,
They'll shoot us with a
yeah,
corporate missile or something.
Disney's gonna kill us before we even get somewhere.
Mickey Mouse missiles with Mickey Mouse's face on it. But no, yeah. So,
All
yeah,
right. Well, what else we talking about today? So,
Numpad notation.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
so this is your topic.
Yeah. This
you wanted
this
to
is-
talk
this is my
about
thing.
this.
Okay,
You go ahead
so
and lead this. I will
just cruising through Twitter, right? Which at this point for me has just been like the FGC newspaper, right? For me, right? Every morning I like look at it sometimes, right? And there was like a rash of it. It's kind of calmed down right now, but I've seen like a lot of people be like,
Oh, you know what? I did see this. They're trying to redefine, like, our fighters is trying to they're like rethinking notation,
yeah,
right? I that's right. I seen
yeah,
an article about that the
yep.
other day.
But yeah, a lot of people are just like, yo, numpad notation is really hard and it's complicated and it stigmas new players. So before we start talking about it, right? I want you, for all of you watching on like your computers or whatever, right? Or like people watching on your phones, right? Do this later. But look at your keyboard, right? Look at the numpad, right?
I wish I had a visual to pop.
right. Yeah. I was like, oh, we should have prepared a visual, but like, I'm just gonna like try to talk you through this,
Whatever.
right? So like a numpad that goes like this, right, where the 9 is on the upper right, right. So from the bottom left, you're reading it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So numpad notation, when people say that, so imagine that your character is facing right, right? So that's 5, right? And your character is facing towards 6, right? So when you crouch, that's 2, right? Because it's the number right below 5. When you're down backing, that's 1, right? Because you're pressing down and then back. Down forward is 3, back is 4, forward is 6, up back
Yeah,
is
and
7,
if
up
you
is 8, and up
if
forward
you
is
just
9.
have
Yeah.
the number, like, yeah, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
the
Just look at the
pads,
number.
it's
No,
not
yeah,
that
look at
hard.
the numpad, and it's really easy to see. And once you start understanding
Actually,
that,
I think 2 is under 5, not 1.
yeah,
Oh,
two,
you
yeah,
did
two,
say 2.
yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
Down back is 1. Just down is 2. Yeah, but like, yeah. So like, once you get that down, then you can be like, okay, so what about special moves, right? So everyone, even like people who like don't play fighting games that much, know that the input for Hadoken is down, down, forward, forward, right? So for in numpad notation, that would be 2, 3,
They have
6.
T-shirts with that notation
Yep.
on it.
Yeah.
Like, with
It's
that
a very.
combo.
It's a probably
everybody
the
knows
most
that.
famous notation. Yeah, next to Dragon Punch. But like, yeah, it's 2, 3, 6, light punch, right, for Hadoken, right. So down, down, forward, forward, right. So it's better to think when you're starting off with numpad notation. It's better to think of each number as a direction and then like write it out and be like, okay, this means down, down, forward, forward, instead of looking at it and being like, what is this math equation, like BS, like what is this, right? So
And it's really not.
yeah.
If you take a minute to kind of analyze it and comprehend it instead
Yeah.
of looking at it like it's something you do on your math homework, then
Yeah.
it's really not. Like,
Yeah.
it's just it's
it's directions.
yeah.
Yeah. So once you know what 2, 3, 6 is, quarter circle forward, then you can start understanding other stuff. So some other notations that you might see are 2, 1, 4, quarter circle back, 6-2-3, which is forward, down, down forward, which is a dragon punch for sure you can, right? Or for air dash, right? This is like a little bit more complicated. 9-5-6, right? So you press up forward, and then you let the stick go back to neutral, then you press forward, right? So you get an air dash, right? But yeah, like it's it's not hard, and really it just takes somebody who already knows it to sit down with you and go
And
through it
talk it
with
over.
you. Yeah, and people are either not doing that or they're berating people for not doing it, and it's just like you're not
I
gonna.
mean, I know there's quite a
Yeah,
few YouTube videos out there for
yeah,
it, but
yeah. You can look it up. Like, but like,
maybe there's a better way we can teach people how to do this without
yeah,
them having to.
yeah. I don't
Some
think we
people
need to
don't
make an
wanna
entirely
watch.
new system. I
Yeah.
don't think we need to do
No,
that.
I think
Yeah,
we just need to get better at showing people.
yeah. And people have been telling me they're just like, well, I think like the standard notation is better. So like notations where it's just like st dot light punch, right? So, yeah, yeah. So like Jackson in the chat says, it's like south southeast east plus punch is a Hadoken, right? So yeah, obviously like joke post on on Twitter, it's like they use like the cardinal directions, or like I saw somebody they'd use like the sine, cosine, tangent
Oh my god.
circle for, or like somebody put like a star chart that sailors use
Yeah.
for like Aquarius, Equius, or like I don't know. But no, like, but yeah, in all seriousness, like number notation is not hard. It's really easy to learn. And like standard notation is written out. So like just standing light punch. So in number pad notation, that would be 5 light punch, right? Because you're just pressing it. You're not pressing a direction. You're just pressing a button, right?
Right.
In standard notation, that would be written as st dot light punch, right? Which st is standing for standing light punch, right? You crouch and do it, it's cr dot light punch, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The so yeah, if anyone remembers like the See and Say toy, like where you like pull it and then like it spins and it lands on a cow and it's like
Oh my
moo,
God.
right? Yeah. So like somebody's like, yo, Hadoken is like chicken cow frog, right? Chicken cow frog
I
like
don't know how much how we can make this much easier for you. But
yeah. Like I don't know what to say, right? But like but yeah, so that it would be like CR light punch, which just means down, and light punch, right? Or like if you jump into it, it'd be like J dot light punch, right?
So what exactly
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball like made people start rethinking notation?
I'm not
What led to this entire like dispute?
I'm not exactly sure why Dragon Ball Z Fighters has brought Numpad. I think what it did was because there was a rift between Xenoverse / Raging Blast players and quote unquote like real anime game players, right? Where when fighters came out, there was like, okay, so now y'all gonna have to learn real combos now. Y'all just can't match like X, right, or match square, right? And then there's like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? It's like, oh, and I guess somebody was like, oh man, they're gonna have to learn numpad notation, right? And then they're just like, what's that, right? And that just like spread,
Oh my
right?
gosh.
So I think that's how it happened. Somebody correct me if I'm
What's
wrong.
that?
Yeah, what's that, right? And it just became like a joke, right? But it's while it's fun to meme on it and whatever, right? Numpad notation, I think is like the master notation, right? Standard notation is like it's good for combos, right? Because let's say so like Ryu, like his standard combo that everyone knows, like is like jumping medium kick, right? And then crouching medium kick and Hadoken, right? Mm-hmm. Right? But like oh yeah, Arneezy says in the chat, I remember the whole complaining about like blocking tweets, right? Yeah. But like I don't know, people just like it's just like where's the block button? It's just like no, you just hold back, my dog, my B, like please, right? But like, but like, yeah, like the famous like Ryu combo that everyone knows, very standard. It's like jumping medium kick, crouching medium kick, Hadoken, right? So in standard notation, it's written just like that: JMK, CRMK, and then quarter circle forward, light punch, right? In numpad notation, see, this is where I think numpad notation is weak. Is when you write it for combos, because then it actually starts looking like a math equation. It's 9, yeah, it's 9 medium kick, 2 medium kick, 2 3-6 light punch, right?
Right.
Now that sounds confusing, right? But if you just write JMK, crouch MK, quarter circle 4, it looks cleaner, right?
Yeah.
So I think standard notation
I think people are just
Yeah.
intimidated by the number.
by the
aspect
numbers,
of it.
yeah.
Like-
It's just like flashbacks from algebra class, which I can understand.
right. Yeah. They're just like, man, I wanted to play a video game, not freaking
do homework. What is this? Right?
Well, let me break it to
Yeah.
you. Being good at video games involves it involves
Unless you play a Unga Bunga character.
yeah,
Then you
like
add
it
some-
involves cognitive thinking and
Yeah.
calculated
Let's play
decisions
grappler.
and everything like
Just
that.
play
so.
grappler. You don't have to think at all. Freaking grappler character.
There's something you would like to say about grappler?
No.
Grappler characters?
No, I would not like to talk about them at any point in time. Thank you.
let's hear it, Aaron. What makes it so frustrating about grappling characters?
Oh God. You know,
Tell us. Come
nah.
on, Aaron. We got half an hour.
Oh my God. I should've
Okay,
said
you know what? We'll come back to it. Let's talk about your sunglasses.
Why you gotta hit him with sunglasses? Okay.
Because we're in a building and it's you
All
know
right. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
he doesn't have anything to say.
That's why I wear them. Cause I like them. I think they're cool.
It's a fashion statement.
It's
right?
a fashion. See, I don't wear.
So what are you stating? What are you trying to convey to people?
I'm trying to convey to people that I'm a chill dude, and I wear sunglasses, cause I think they look cool. Now people, now people tell me like, "Oh, you're inside. Are you wearing inside?" It's just like, what if I think it's bright in here?
So to bring this conversation into context a little bit, Aaron wears sunglasses to every tournament and every fighting.
Okay, hold on. I started wearing sunglasses at Frosty. This Frosty right here, the one that just passed, right? in January,
if you watch
right?
the stream,
Yeah, I played all
he
my
gets up on stage.
matches in Skullgirls with the sunglasses.
Yep,
Yeah.
he gets up on stage and he has the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
So how does that affect your gameplay?
Not
at
really
all?
at all.
Like,
In fact,
you've just adjusted to playing.
it just relaxes me. It makes me feel like
I can understand
because
that.
when
Okay.
when my eyes start darting all over the place and I'm just like, oh, what do? I'm getting hit. But like just like I don't know, the feeling of the glasses on my face, right? Me looking through the lens, it's just like, okay, I'm here,
You know
right?
what, though?
I
feel like
yeah.
I kind of like it. It adds
Yeah.
some character to you. I feel like I'm talking to a football announcer.
No, but yeah, I don't like wear them at work or like when I'm like just hanging out around friends. Yeah, if I'm like talking to like a group of friends at like 11:30, I'm not just like 11:30 p.m. I'm not just sitting there with sunglasses on. No, like
if you, oh my god.
you know, like so Jackson in the chat says a better story. I'm a blind player and I play by sound. I have ascended to a higher plane of existence without my senses.
Get at me.
No, they're actual blind
believe it.
players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But
That's crazy though. I mean,
but no, like I don't know. It's just
if you're a
aesthetic.
blind player
I like
and you're listening, please come on the podcast. I'd like to interview you.
it. Yeah, like that's very impressive.
That's
actually.
awesome.
Yeah, but like but no, like I don't know. I think it looks cool, and it allows me
No,
to
I
have
respect
an air.
that, man.
Yeah.
Like all of like
Yeah.
I think
Because when I go to tournaments, right, I made this like kind of like revelation right around like Frosty, right? It's like when I go to a tournament, I'm seeing people that I usually really only get to see in person about 3 or 4 times a year, right? So it's just like, okay, I should come looking stylish with the, the little flair on me, right?
I think it brings up your confidence. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's well. In case anyone wants to know, right? That's why I wear sunglasses. That's why I do it. But only during like stuff. I don't like wear it in like casual
You should just be,
casual
so you
happenings.
should scrap Kloss and Bombs, right? And you should just be sunglasses _dude, right? So like
Sunglasses, dude.
one of those NPCs that's just like in the corner in the Pokemon games when you're just like when you're like going through one
Yeah.
of the buildings and he's just or he's at like the Pokemart and he's like
Yeah. So hey,
buying
you want to
something.
buy some Slowpoke? Today? You remember that? You remember that shady item from Pokemon Silver, Slowpoke cells?
Yeah.
And then you go in the well at the beginning of the
Oh,
town,
yeah.
and it turns out Team Rocket's running like a drug rink of like Slowpokes. That to this day, that is like my favorite town in the whole Pokemon series because it's just like, what is this? It's selling tails. But no, yeah, that's what I do. I like it.
Oh, well, now you guys know. I still think he should change his name to Sunglasses Dude.
I don't know. Klausenbaums holds a very
So
special
tell us
place in my
about the
heart.
history of
Yeah.
Klausenbaums. What the hell does that mean?
Okay, so Klausenbaums is so anyone who knows me knows that I love Skullgirls, right? It's the game that it didn't get me into the FGC, but it's the game that I started playing seriously, right? So the game that got me into the FGC actually was Street Fighter 4, right? But I never took it like super seriously, right? The game that I started going to tournaments for and that I really wanted to be good at, like be the best in the world at, is Skullgirls, right? And I realized that when I signed up for our first tournament, they asked me like what my tag was, right? And it was like, we got to put you under something in the bracket, right? So I could have like just put my name, right? But like I like was looking through the bracket, I'm like, yo, everyone has like these cool names, like Ice Flame, it's like, right?
Ice
So,
Flame.
right? So I'm just like, okay, so I let me come up with a name for myself. What do I like, right? And when I played Skullgirls at first, my main team was Misfortune and Peacock, right?
Mhm.
So Misfortune has a line when she does crouch and medium punch, she does her arms like this, right? And she says "Clawsome," right? So which is like a pun on awesome, right? Because
Yeah.
the character makes
Yeah,
like a lot
yeah,
of
okay,
puns, yeah.
okay.
So I'm just like, oh, Clawsome's a cool word. And at first, I was just gonna put Clawsome as my tag with like an exclamation point at the end, right? But I was just like, need something else,
Need
right?
something else.
So I'm just like, okay, Peacock those bombs. What's like a phrase that she says, and she doesn't really like say anything like too catchy, right? So I'm just like, I don't know, claw some bombs, I guess. And it kind of like ran across my head, and the more I said it, the more it
You're just
just
like, oh, this
it's like,
is,
okay,
sounds
I
great.
can do this, right? Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, yeah. So I thought about adding like numbers after, like claw some bombs, like 777.
No.
But I'm just like, nah, that sounds like kind of like that's too like, yeah, that's too gamer taggy.
Yeah,
right, right. Like
X,
numbers
X,
there for
no scope 420 blaze
yeah,
it.
underscore XXX. Right? So I was just like, okay, we'll just go with Clawsome Bombs. And eventually, people, whenever I went to tournaments, people started calling me Clawsome for short, right? And I'm just like, oh, I picked a good name, right? But yeah.
No, I like
So,
it.
yeah.
It sounds nice. I just never. I don't think I ever asked you what it meant.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's the story behind Binary Ghost, your tag? Yeah, tell me about that.
uh,
Oh, what is that?
dude, I really
Is
want
that
to change it.
Is that a darker story?
No. I'll tell you about the story in a minute.
A rainy day at an orphanage.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, hold on. What kind of story is this?
Like I'm trying to find what my tag is for
Yeah.
FGC because like all the FGC heads and the TOs have their names.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just stuck with this because I've had this for a long time. But I don't like it.
You don't like
really,
it?
No, I don't really like it.
Why not?
I liked it when I first made it, but
Oh, okay.
so I was in high school, right? And I went through a phase where I was like trying to be Mr. OG Underground hacker guy, right?
Mm.
And like I was like, you know, binary computers, binary code, you know,
Yeah.
and then like dark, ghost, mysterious, like nobody
Goth.
knows who I am, like they're never gonna catch me, Kevin Mitnick style. If
Yeah,
anybody
right.
knows who Kevin Mitnick is, yeah, it's pretty dumb, but
Yeah.
I've just kept it, and I don't know, it
Oh,
sounds
if it
okay.
works, it works,
sounds
yeah.
okay, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for something. I'm always thinking about. I thought about being the just that really long tag. You know, he was number
He
one.
was number
What was his?
So Mr. Smitty Werben Jaegerman
Yes.
Jensen.
Yep. Smitty Werman.
Ryan
Yeah,
loves that whole like joke from SpongeBob, which is I don't blame him. It's pretty funny, but like,
Dude,
yeah. then he
so
wants
if a
to
player,
be
like
that.
if I was to get really good at a game, right? If I was just to become an esports player, I would totally have that name because I would want to win first, and then they would have to pronounce my name and fit it on stream.
and on the trophy,
Exactly.
that's fit on the trophy.
And then
too.
I could be like, he was number one.
one. What's
It'd be
his tag?
perfect.
Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen. But no, like, yeah, going off into like even like a little like the importance of tags is people don't really think about it, but like
it shows your
yeah.
character, their
Yeah.
personality, like what they're into, like just
Yeah,
it
like-
can say a lot about a
yeah,
person.
like
you
who
know?
you are, right? Like your tag could be like red chair, right? And it's just like, all right,
We're sitting in red chairs.
we're sitting in red chairs, but like it's just like, okay, cool, you're a simple dude. right? And it's just like I think that the FGC, like, part of that magic comes from there, where it's just like you get to choose your own name, you get to choose your own identity,
Yeah, you get
right?
to,
Yeah,
like, this is your
because
chance to
reinvent yourself. Yeah,
develop a persona of your own. You
persona,
know, like
persona.
persona.
but like, but like,
If you haven't noticed, Aaron's a big
I
Persona
am a
fan.
huge Persona fan. I don't have my Persona 5 bag with me, but I'd hold it up right now. But
Dude, you bring that everywhere though.
I do bring it ever. I have a physical copy of Skullgirls in that bag at all times.
At all
And a
times,
pad.
just
Yep.
in case.
Yes, I do.
Because if he goes to anywhere, right, an event,
If there's a PS4
gaming
there,
event,
probably gonna hear Skullgirls in a few minutes.
no. What'll happen is he won't bust it out or anything unless there's like an open setup.
Yeah.
He'll just kind of wait for somebody to say Skullgirls, and then he'll like pop
Oh,
off.
you trying to play Skullgirls? I got you.
Like it's the
Yeah.
loudest pop off you'll ever hear.
But yeah, yeah, we're born into this world. We don't get to choose our names unless we become rich to the point where we can't change them. But yeah, we don't really get to choose our families.
Yeah.
But
So
with-
this is
with
a
tags,
way
yeah.
of telling people.
Like, this is who I am.
This
This
is
is
me.
who I decided that I am.
Yeah.
I don't have to be
Aaron
Mary.
Stern.
I can
Aaron
be
Sterling.
I can be silver sidewalk.
Silver.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Right, but
This is your third one. So Chai Shy. Is that your actual tag? That's cool. So I know I can totally like relate to that because I've had quite a few.
yeah.
Right, I have Mr. Electronic, which is like Mr. 3
Mhm.
Electronic, you know, for the E, whatever.
Yeah.
I've had a bunch of just random ones that like it wasn't until high school or at the end of high school that I'd stopped changing my names.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
you go
I
through-
wasn't a part of the FGC. I was
Yeah.
more of just an online user who was very active.
Mhm.
And I played games. I was also a Reddit user. I still am a Reddit user every day.
Yeah.
I'm on Reddit like nonstop. I'm addicted to that site. But yeah, that's just, you know. And then when I came into the FGC, I was like, well, I'm not really a player. I like these games. I like to watch them. But most importantly, I like to organize tournaments and make sure people have a place to go to play.
Yep.
So I was like, you know, I'll just keep Binary Ghost for now. If I think of something, I'll change it, and you guys can comment on a new name when I think of one.
Yeah,
Sounds stupid, but can you watch one of my Rubik's Cube streams?
Sure, I'll do it.
I
I got nothing to do later.
mean, yeah, if you want to watch
I'm
it.
I
I'm not really into Rubik's
I
Cubes,
I
but
was, and I remember I completed one to the point where one side had one incomplete square, and I just kept it like that, and I was like, I'm the best. I did it,
I mean,
but it wasn't done.
it sounds cool. Like, how long is the stream? You completed the whole thing from like start?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Rubik's Cube.
Fighting games.
Rubik's Cube.
You know what would be cool is if the Rubik's Cube had like combos on it or something. Like, the combo.
I feel like that's what people think number notation is.
Yeah.
Like a player sitting in front of training mode with a Rubik's Cube. It's like, I promise, guys, number notation is, it really is not that hard. I promise. Like, if you
Oh, so it takes him a minute to solve a cube.
Oh, it
That's
takes you a
pretty crazy.
minute. Yo, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. But no, like yeah, you ever want to like message, like my Twitter's down there, right? You ever want to be like, "Hey, can you
Yeah,
like
blow
teach me
him up.
Numpad Notation?"
I'm not as active on Twitter. I kind of just lurk,
Yeah.
and I retweet things. I accidentally retweeted something on.
Yeah, what'd you retweet, right?
I don't want to say that.
Huh?
So like, I was on a Lowkick account earlier.
Oh yeah,
and,
we're on you now.
And I didn't realize I was on the Lowkick account, and I retweeted something that was not appropriate for Lowkick. So yeah. I don't blame. It was a retweet, right? I didn't tweet it. It was funny though. It was genuinely funny.
Okay.
I don't want to share it on the stream because
I
it's
won't
definitely
talk
not
about it.
something.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's about them prawn stars. Like, you know, that's all I'm gonna say.
Jesus.
But it was a meme. It was a meme. It wasn't like a screenshot.
Anyway, going away from our
Binary Ghost ain't dead. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what else was there? Oh,
Yeah,
what were we talking
yeah.
about before the sunglasses that I wanted you to come back to?
It was after Numpad Notation.
Yeah, it was. I
What was it?
I don't remember.
Crazy.
Clawsome is 75% Bluebird. I don't know what that means. What it?
I don't know either.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to
Well,
get,
you got him to
I'll
laugh.
have to get him to explain the joke later. I think it means like I repeat myself a lot. Maybe is that what birds do? They chirp.
They chirp.
They're loud.
They-
Yeah.
No, he's definitely loud.
Yeah.
He's one of the loudest people
I'm
you'll meet.
a cheerful
right?
boy. Cheerful man.
Especially at a tournament.
Manly man.
Like if you go
dude.
to
You see
tell
me at a
him about-
tournament?
yeah.
I okay. So probably the most dangerous time to be around Claws and Bombs is when he is watching Skullgirls top 8 at a major, right? You do not want to be within like 5 feet of me, and if you are, you probably want to wear earplugs because
screaming.
I have no. Oh, Twitter, Bluebird, yeah. He's saying I'm on Twitter a lot, which I am.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I love fighting games so much, dude. And rarely, I think fighting games are the only.
Yeah,
they're the only thing I
upload
really
a
get
lot of,
hype
like,
about.
a lot
Yeah.
of tech on stuff.
Yo, yeah,
on
a lot of Skullgirls
Twitter.
tech, Street Fighter 5 tech.
Yeah, so I
Dragon
mean,
Ball
if
Z
you guys-
Fighters tech now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to see this man upload tech, he's all over Twitter just
Yeah.
doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
He sits down like once or twice a week to get that
Every day.
Oh, okay.
An hour
day.
every day. Yeah. Yeah.
Dedication.
This is forever, man.
This is forever.
This is forever, never.
Never, never.
But no, but never. But no, like yeah, I'm starting to revive my personal YouTube channel where it's just like a database for like all the tech I've made for every game that I've played, because
You should.
Yeah.
So originally, I wanted this podcast to be a time for you to like live stream tech and then talk to people, right?
Okay.
But
yeah.
you know, this has evolved into something different because of the mission we're on,
Yeah.
right? But I still think that it'd be a good idea for you to start your own streaming channel, and hey, maybe even make something out of it. You could monetize it and support yourself.
Okay.
Could
the
be something.
reason I play fighting games, I love fighting games, right? And I actually do worse in training if people are watching me, right? So this is a weird thing. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, right? But if I'm sitting and training,
I'm gonna come out in the living room and stare you down.
oh my god, please don't do that. But like,
Oh, I also just bring in more context. We live together, so that's
yeah, we do live together. Yep. But so like when I'm training, right? Sometimes I'll just want to sit there and just like mash light punch for some. I don't know. I just do it, right? And like, or like I'll be doing a setup and I'll do something on accident, and I'm like, wait, can I recreate that, right? Or like I'll change characters for no reason, or I'll change the stage music for no reason. I don't know. I think training mode by yourself is just a really intimate time for you to sit and just be like, man, I really like this game, right? Like, I wonder what team I'm gonna play at the next major I go to, right? But like, if I'm on stream, right, I can't be stupid, right? Like, I can't be spontaneous. Like, I'll feel like I'll have to come up with something like every like 2 minutes, right? If I'm gonna stream stuff, like it'll be like me reviewing my own matches, because I have a lot of match footage of myself, versus like a lot of other people. It'll be like me like either reviewing my matches or showing tech that I do have and being like, this is why this works.
See,
the way
look
it works.
at you should stream. Look at you got people. You got people that would support you and they would watch you. Every podcast, I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, we're taking polls. What do you think? Should Claws and Bombs stream? And then you're gonna get a lot of people who are gonna like be demanding for you to stream.
Oh, geez.
And then when you stream, people are gonna explode. You're gonna have a lot of viewers. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'll give some. At the very least, I gotta organize my YouTube channel first. Cause here, I'll give you a guess. You've seen it before, but I think you forgot because of how ludicrous it is. So you know how like on your PS4 you can save like video clips and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, guess how much data I have of Skullgirls and video capture on my PS4.
How big is your PS4 hard drive? That's
It's like
better.
400 GB, I think.
So you have 350 gigabytes. I don't know.
Nope.
No.
It's
More?
not. It's not that ridiculous.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's pretty ridiculous though.
I was shooting high.
It's not obscene. Yeah.
100 gigabytes.
Yeah, you got closer. It's less than that.
Oh, 75.
Pretty close. 61.
Okay.
61 gigabytes. That includes match footage.
That's raw footage, right?
Yeah, raw video footage, match footage, me tech, like so. There's like hundreds of like 14 to 16-second videos of like me being like this is tech, right? And then there's like a bunch of like 44-minute to like 59-minute videos of like just me playing casuals with people, right? Like either online or in person,
Yeah.
right? And like people usually see that and they're just like, like that's like 3 games you have in Skullgirls video footage.
Yeah, no, I agree with what he's saying in the chat.
Yeah.
You could do LKT matches. You could do.
Train match the app and then break down.
You know
what I
what
think about
though,
it,
and it's something that
I could do that for fighters.
I think what would
In
be
fact,
cool
yeah.
because so this podcast we do every Sunday, right? And we try to have it at 3 p.m., but sometimes we have some problems we deal with, but we try to keep it consistently around the same time frame. Now, what we could do is we could have an hour and a half of podcast stream, and then we could do like an exhibition match, right? We could just get 2 players and have a grudge match and just pop off, go crazy.
Just be like, whoa.
Yeah, and I think that would be fun, and I think that'd be a cool way to just like show different matchups throughout the FGC with different players. Like, you want to see these 2 players play on stream?
Yeah.
Well, check out the podcast.
I'm pretty
check out
sure
the stream on Sunday.
Yeah, I guess we could. I wanna play Skullgirls, but like I know that like we're getting like a kind of like a rivalry going on, sort of like because our Super Saturdays, right? We just had our first one, right?
Yes.
And
Well, we should touch
and
back on that.
I was
right? We got 5 minutes. So.
yeah, but yeah, I was talking like
No, we have 7 minutes. My bad.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, I was talking like mad trash in the Chicago like Dragon Ball Fighter shot. Like, hey, yo, I got 5th out of like 22 people. I just like am starting to get serious about this game. This is my first tournament scene, and I got 5th. Y'all trash, right? Come fight me, right? Like, and I didn't mean it, right? But like, I'm just trying to like get stuff started, like people come back.
Yeah, just
right?
get people hyped up.
But like, but yeah, like if people are just like, yo, like, man, I wish I could like play like so and so again. It's like, well, we're doing the podcast tomorrow.
You could totally
You
come
could be
out
our
and do
exhibition
it. Run
match,
it back.
right?
Let's go.
Right, and like that'd be really cool. I think, and we might even get like a
Not only
crowd
that,
for it.
and I want to extend this out to everybody in the FGC. If you want to be a guest on our podcast, and you're a player that consistently comes out, you're very supportive of the community, and you want to talk on the podcast, by all means, like, I'll have you on here. I'll interview you, and then if we're doing an exhibition match, then you can talk over it. You can commentate over it. Or if you want to be the one playing in an exhibition match, we could do that too.
Yep.
And then, lastly, if you run a tournament local, if you run a weekly tournament, a monthly, or you have an even bigger event than that coming up, and you want us to shine some light on your upcoming tournament, by all means, we can put all the information out there. We can advertise your flyers. Like I said, I am going to be reaching out to local tournament organizers and showing up at their events, doing a little bit of a review, making sure everybody knows about what's going on out here. Yep. That's the goal. We want to be the voice of the FGC, the New York Times of the Midwest FGC, even though New York is not anywhere in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But anyways, so a few
Yeah.
people are talking here.
Talking, yeah, yeah. My friend that I work with, that's Shy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
But yeah, he says, I think if you had the time, it could be divided. Podcast one day, break down stuff another day on the schedule. Of course, like, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Eventually, yeah. I
yeah.
mean, it's a
Also,
lot of
hello
work to
to
prepare.
Horseradish Dust
Yeah,
Stuff in the chat.
yeah.
Hello
What's up,
there.
man?
Yeah, how you doing?
It's a lot of work right now to prepare. I mean, not really prepare because we just kind of go down bullet points and just talk about stuff. It's only an hour and a half.
Yeah,
But we have a lot going on right now. Like we have a weekly tournament, Super Saturdays, by the way.
yep.
Look up Super Saturdays on. You can find it on Facebook. You can look it up on Smash GG. But we do that every Saturday now. And then we also have stuff going on during the week. We have people reaching out to us to do other events around Chicago and the Midwest area. So we have a lot going on. And I think when we get to that point where we can take in something like that, where we have like another day dedicated to just exhibition matches, and we can still like support ourselves, because a lot of this is voluntary, right? Like we haven't made too much off of you know just doing all of this, which we would like to be able to
That's
support ourselves.
yeah.
And we do have a Patreon, so if you want to donate and help
At
out the
least,
people who put in time and effort to all of this, like by all means, it's
Yeah.
patreon.com/lowkick
Yeah,
tournaments.
at least to the point where we're able to make it better for you guys, because
Yeah. That's the
it's
goal.
all
Like,
all about the players,
yeah,
right?
it's all about
Yeah,
the community.
yeah, yeah, and unfortunately, all the hype in the world cannot equal the power of like $1,000, right? So like, better streaming equipment, better, more systems, returners, right? Yada yada yada, right? But
Yeah, right now
yeah,
we're trying to just get more equipment. Our latest Patreon um, uh, campaign is what it's called, I think,
yeah,
is for equipment. So
yeah. But I mean, that's another thing about the FGC. It's kind of like it's like self healing, like because like if you want to throw a local and like you have a venue already, people are like, oh yeah, I'll bring my TV and like my. Speaking of, like when we used to do like the stuff at Duffy's, like a bar here,
yeah.
right in Chicago.
Hmm.
We used to run like melee tournaments there. Like the melee scene, right? If any of you are like watching this, they used to like come to Duffy's. They would just bring their own TVs, right? Bring their own game
There was
cubes,
one
right?
guy.
It was awesome.
His
It was
name
so
is
cool.
CRT.
Yeah,
Shout out to you if you're watching.
yeah.
CRT Lord. And he would show up in a van and just
Have like
unload
8
a
TVs in it.
bunch of CRTs, and it was great. It was
Yeah,
super
it was
cool.
really cool. Yeah, yeah,
I well, maybe we'll put some screenshots in the description or something.
yeah.
But super cool. I mean, we could still do that. I wonder if let me know if you guys if any melee guys are watching.
Yeah,
If you guys
it's
want us to
really
bring
yeah.
that
I
back.
understand it's like the winter and things.
Because we
are
do
like,
have space
yeah,
here too. Like we have
yeah.
plenty of room here.
Bro, I wish you guys could see it. So much
Here, hold on.
open space. Yeah,
Here, we could
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Here, take
we
a
could
look. Take a look at
Pan
this.
around
Take
a
a look
little
at this.
bit. This is
Yeah.
the new gaming lounge we're
Yeah.
at right now. I'm gonna try to keep
Tons
this as stable as possible because it is a webcam and it's not. I don't have a tripod for this, but
Yep.
this is the
Yeah.
Raid Gaming Lounge.
Very
We do
big boy space.
most of our operations here
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, right there. That's
with
the
the
stream
exception
TV.
of some
Yeah.
other
Yep.
off events,
Yeah.
like side events rather.
Mm.
But yeah, this is it. Come
Yeah.
check it out. This is in the area. There's Aaron.
Yeah.
This is in the Portage area
Yeah.
or Belmont Craig. I think
I
Belmont
think so,
Craig,
yeah.
Belmont Central. If any of you are familiar with
Actually-
the different areas in Chicago.
Actually, Ryan, that what you just did right there, the panning.
Yeah.
That was really good. You should look at them being like a film director.
Well, so
Like that was a really clean pan.
before we log off here, I'll give you a little background on me, right? So I used to be into different extreme sports, right? I used to skateboard, and I was that little skater kid that would always
Broke his knees over the weekend.
I hurt myself a lot, right? Because I was
Yeah.
at one point I was like, I'm gonna go pro. I'm gonna do this, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And I also at one point I invested into camera equipment.
Yeah.
Right. So I got pretty good at skating around and like
Holding
the camera and learning how to be stable.
Yeah.
Panning. So that's probably why that was so clean. I Didn't. I wasn't even thinking
like
about it.
that
I
was
just
that was mad nice. I thought you were about to be like shaking and stuff. I'm like, yo, I feel like I'm watching like I'm right here, but I feel like I'm watching like a cutscene in a movie or something.
Yeah.
Like, yo, okay.
I've always been pretty fascinated with that. At one point, I was like, man, I should do film or video editing or something because I used to do that stuff.
Hey,
But it's more of just a hobby thing. I've
Yeah.
dabbled in a lot of things. You'll come to learn that about me, that I've tried many things.
yeah. I
throughout.
played.
And now I'm here.
Yeah,
Now I'm here.
I play the alto saxophone and I swim. That's some hobbies of mine. I do a few other things.
When are we
too.
gonna go swimming, man? We didn't even go swimming at all this summer.
Well,
This last summer.
I mean-
This summer we're gonna go swimming sometime.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we swim right now if we're not cowards.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan, right now.
Right now.
Just break the ice open.
Anyways, guys, that is pretty much most of our stream. Thank you for watching.
Oh, I'm
Check us
sorry,
out.
XXX Master John. How you doing, sir?
Check us out.
Yeah, we're
on-
just about to leave, unfortunately.
What I'm gonna do is I'm
But
gonna
you
share
can-
our Discord
yeah.
because that's where we're gonna be talking and taking feedback and
Yeah.
we play sets in there. We talk about other things. So let me get that link to you. But you can also find us on social media.
Yeah, Twitter,
Lowkick tournaments,
Facebook.
Lowkick events and tournaments. We have a group
Snapchat,
where we share all of our stuff.
Tinder.
We have Twitter. Yeah, we're on, we're on Tinder. Matching with local
Matching
players.
with Lowkick.
Yeah, Lowkick swimming stream. We could do that. But yeah, we're on pretty much everything. Twitch, YouTube. We have all of our VODs and our past streams uploaded and exported to YouTube.
Yep.
As I said at the beginning of the stream, you can listen to this as soon as we go offline. It saves to our Twitch account, so you can rewatch and listen to everything. I'm also going to be uploading this to SoundCloud, so SoundCloud/Lowkick Tournaments. And then it's going to be on iTunes as well. So we're going to be reaching out to them later this week. And it's really easy to get your stuff on iTunes, well, at least podcasts. So we just have to submit it. Boneless pizza. Boneless pizza.
Boneless pizza. That's a good
note to
you
end
know
on.
what? Thank you, Master John. That's a good note to end our stream on.
But
Boneless
yeah,
pizza.
check us out. Support us, follow us. We're doing cool things. We pretty much said everything, but we're going to tune out here, and thank you all for tuning in.
All right.
Take it
Thank
easy.
you. Yep. See you later.